Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Oh, hey, it's Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I'm over here bopping to the music still, just hitting the beat. So, BA, how's your week been?
Interesting. Busy.
I want to discuss something because a lot of the fans have gone nuts since we're out of the playoffs. And if you look at the ones that have gone nuts, it's not the guys that are the diehards for the most part, except for a few of the podcasters. And they're going nuts because the casual fans are coming out of the woodwork without any knowledge to back up what they're saying, oh, look, we're same old Lions again.
As usual.
But this happens every time the Lions have any success whatsoever, and we have a down year. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. We saw it when we had Barry. We saw it when we had Stafford and Kelvin with Caldwell. And they were right. It did become same old Lions as soon as we hired Petrasha.
Mm-hmm. It's been the same old Lions before this regimen, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying it's been same old Lions off and on forever. I think the biggest mistake was moving on from Schwartz and going to Caldwell in the first place. He had one bad year when half of his defense was hurt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Caldwell was he was kind of like
the safe hire.
He's kind of like Tomlin. He was he had winning seasons, but he didn't get past too many playoff games in the last few years that he was there. I mean, he had that one good year, and then that was it. And then we continued to have pretty good success with him, but All right, good for you, Nick. And the Ravens are also not Ravens. Cleveland is also interviewing Schwartz for the head coaching position too.
Right, and I think that's the way they need to go: is less offensive and more defensive, and get a good OC.
It makes more sense because he's more familiar with the team, and I think that the players look up to him a lot more.
But I know what OC they won't be bringing back, because more than likely he's going to go follow Harbaugh, and that's Todd Monken.
Yeah, well, Ravens, yeah.
Because that right there, Todd Monken alone is the biggest reason why John Harbaugh is no longer the Ravens head coach. From everything I read, that's the bigger reason.
So
yes, MDE comes in with it hot again, just like he was on Wednesday night.
You didn't need to make that
we got to get
sound
that
effect.
AI. Yep. I can get the sound effect. That's not a problem. What I need is a picture of you going like this, and I'll take one of you going like this, and I'll use my AI thing to create the picture. And I'll caption it, new OC, new DC of the Lions. Underneath us.
They have we've been mentioning this through our chat, but the Tyler Linderbaum situation too. They're picking up his fifth. They're not picking up his 5th-year extension. They could still franchise tag him or still even pay him, do that thing. And, but if it hits the open market, who's going to try to get him, right? The Giants.
And us.
No, Giants. The Giants are going to get him because he wants to follow Harbaugh.
All right. All All the great ones are in here. You know what I got to do, don't you, B?
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3. Love it. Smoking Dad, MDE,
Smoking
Ricky
Dag,
Peacock, Nick
Ricky,
Burton, Megan,
Megan.
Steve Bauer. All of them are here. It's great. I love it when you're. And we got 23 people watching 5 minutes into the show, so we're gaining
There you go.
viewers quicker. He is interviewing this morning, or he interviewed this morning with Tampa Bay, and he's flying up to Baltimore this afternoon. And the Tampa Bay job is for OC. The Baltimore job is for head coach. Yes, you see, free agency hasn't started yet. There's the team re-signing period that we have to wait through.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to
Mm-hmm.
the team re-signing period is the franchise tag period. So you got about 3 weeks there in February where we all sit here like this, trying to see who becomes a free agent. You can't sign Linderbaum now. If they tag him, he gets, it depends on which tag. If it's the exclusive tag, he gets top average and top 3 money. If it's the one where you could trade for him, it's top 5 money average. So there's the exclusive tag, and then there is, it's kind of like a player tag where it gives you the option to seek out another, other people can try to trade for you, but the compensation is going to be high because he's a first round pick that's played like a first round pick.
Huh. That's an interesting report I'm reading about McDaniel. Yeah, the Ravens would probably be the only spot that he would try to be.
Okay, let me explain free agency properly. The new season hasn't started yet. Free agency starts the minute the new season starts, which is after the Super Bowl, which is after the combine, really. After the combine is the team franchise tag period. There's a week where they get to decide the 2 players they want to tag. And there's 2 tags you can use. You can either do them both as exclusives, or you can do one exclusive, and then one is the one where you can have people trade for them. There's that period. Then the following 2 weeks is the team re-signing period, where they get to re-sign the players they want with expiring contracts. So
Yep.
there's
March 11th, 2026 is when free agency starts.
right. So the 2 weeks prior to that is the team the team re-signing period is what I'm getting at. You got 14 days where all of a sudden you see, wow, they re-signed him. I thought he was going to be a free agent. The team gets first choice of their losing players. They always do. Do they always re-sign the players? No. But if you remember right, when they said they were declining the 5th-year option for Linderbaum, the GM was asked why. He goes, because we'd rather him not wait another year to get paid when he's already a top 5 center.
I think a free agency is always like a month after too the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is. It's it's a month and a half. It's 6 weeks. Because the first week of February will be the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, or the last week of January. Well, it's not that massive when he was already making $17 million a year for the Ravens. It was only a $3 million pay raise. He was already the highest paid coach in football at the time. So that $3 million is what they had to do to make sure he stayed. Yeah, so that's the end of the first week.
Yeah, that's about a month.
Yeah, so it's 4 to 5 weeks later. That's what it all breaks down to. But there's only 28 days in February, so it's exactly 4 weeks later. It's 28 days.
It's 11. It's a month later. Yeah, usually, and I thought that's what it usually is, like a month after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's either a month or 6 weeks. It depends on when they start the team the team re-signing period. Is what it's always been based off of. So that means 2 weeks after the Super Bowl is when you're going to start seeing re-signings done by team. Yeah, I heard that's what's going on. He's bringing Monken in.
Yeah.
So I like that and don't like it for him. Because Monken started going away from the run. He stopped using Henry as much mid-season.
Well, he really don't have to worry about that now because he doesn't have a pro facto running back. I mean, they're in between. I mean, they're not they don't have the greatest running
be
back.
healthy.
So he is, but having Jackson Dart there, being a mobile quarterback and the way he runs, they just got to teach him how not to get concussed every
how
time
to slide.
runs.
He's got to learn how to slide.
He's got to slide. Dude,
he's got to quit running like
5 or 6 concussions already this season. That's not good, man. You can't be doing it to your body like that.
6 confirmed concussions. If you count about the 2 that he probably had that they didn't notice, it's 8. But they got to teach him how to slide and how to quit being Cam Scattaboo and lowering his head and trying to truck stick people. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Joe Burr. Well, I was reading a story about Mike McDaniels, and it says that pretty much if things don't go well for him and for the Ravens as being a head coach, because they're looking for a high-profile coach or something like that, when it's a higher position than him, meaning on the market, he could potentially become the offensive coordinator for the Lions. I haven't heard anything of how those talks were. Everybody's being mum on that.
And I still think it's because he's trying to get a head coaching gig. And I'm going to stand by that. I think he's waiting to see if his 3 head coaching interviews if any of them are going to be hearing what he wants to hear. And if not, he's going to decide between Tampa and Detroit because he has yet to have the OC interview with Billy. Yeah, but you know what? They've had Burrow, 5 years now, and they never did it? 6 years? Okay, so it's Monday. So, yeah, he hasn't interviewed with them yet. I was right. So, here are the interviews we've done this week. Jake Peets, passing game coordinator of the Seahawks. T. Martin, the Ravens QB coach and passing game coordinator. Mike McDaniel, Mike Kafka, Zach Robinson, the Falcons OC, and Arthur Smith, the Steelers OC. We did all of those this week. The only one on that list that I absolutely do not want anywhere near this team, Arthur Smith.
Yeah. That's a puzzling one to me. That sounds like somebody that I'm sorry. That sounds like somebody Dan Campbell is like, yeah, let's see if we can get Arthur Smith in here. So hoping that he gets the offensive coordinator's gig so he can take the offensive coordinator's job away from him too. Dan, stop. You are not a good offensive coordinator. Give it up, buddy.
I'll tell you what. Out of a passing game coordinator that would be a new guy or Arthur Smith, give me Dan Orlovsky. I'm sorry, I'd take Dan Orlovsky over them if we're going to go with a new guy.
Yeah, I don't know about Philly. They don't deserve him. They need to get some young people in their head coach. I mean, their offensive coordinators too, as far as I'm concerned with Philly. Hell no. I know that's right.
Can be
no, I could be DC.
Yeah, I would say he's more defensive. But you know, what's weird, the offense got good, the defense got mediocre, but where we got mediocre all the way around was on third down. That our third down efficiency went down when Dan Campbell was being the OC there for a minute.
Yeah. Brian Flores does definitely have to drop all his cases with the NFL if he gets a head coaching gig.
Yep. It does make sense, but again, he has to drop his pride and cancel that court case, which is down to 2 teams, which is the Dolphins, Stephen Ross owner, and the owner of the Giants and president CEO John Mara. Mara, however you say it.
Yeah. Tomato.
So, here's the crazy thing. Let's say they can't hire him, and he decides to hit the DC free agent market real quick. Swoop him up, Lions. Bring him in as assistant defensive coordinator and talk some sense into him to drop in his case to be a head coach and make this defense freaking amazing for a year.
I mean, I don't know so much about that. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. Is he better than Saleh? No. Saleh's a better defensive coordinator than he is. I'd rather have Saleh.
Gruden has a case against Goodell. He will never coach in the NFL.
Oh, he's never going to coach in the NFL. He's got cases on everybody. He's like he's
got
like
it on Dan Snyder. He's got it. I got
cases on everybody.
Yeah, he talks about it on Barstool Sports all the time. And he's happy because he's with Barstool Sports that has 1 million followers, and then he himself has 500,000. He's making almost as much, if not more, than the Kelsey brothers at the New Heights podcast.
Yeah, I like John. I love John, man. He's a very football oriented dude, man. He don't BS a lot about stuff.
He got in trouble on the email. This case is way bigger than that, brother. He got accused by email, and the biggest one that got him in trouble is he called Goodell gay for his stupid no fun league rules. That's what it's all about. Goodell got offended. He got called gay.
Well, he is.
Which, as much as he hugs all the guys that come out on the draft stage, maybe he is.
Was he grabbing ass? Grabbing ass, Goodell.
Thank you, brother.
I mean, Philadelphia has come out and said that AJ. Well, the ownership has come out and said AJ is safe. No, he said no. They said they're sticking by him. That's what ownership said. But that's ownership shifts their happy asses every now and then too. So, yep, Goodell grabbing ass. Grabbing ass, Goodell.
What was it? Tagliabue was the one before him, right? He would just shake the guy's hand and grab the forearm like a man would. You know what I mean?
In any sport, hands down.
And he's the one that started this, looking forward to the TV contracts being what they are, and got him involved with the first streaming service, which was NFL Network.
Mm-hmm. No, he's doing all kinds of stuff. That dude's everywhere.
Yeah, they say he's safe, but at the same time, if you can't reconcile with your quarterback, one of the two has to leave. Either the quarterback or the wide receiver. It's easier to find a wide receiver than a quarterback. Besides, they already got a 1B on that team, who technically was the 1A this year because A.J. Brown wasn't as good, and that's Devonta Smith.
Actually, it was Goddard.
Well,
Goddard. More yards than all of them, yeah.
I know. Well, he uses the tight end like he should.
Like Kelsey. He's going to be like Kelsey is to the Chiefs.
I don't think that's a bad choice.
Yeah. Again, Howie Roseman is open-ended about the comment. I was reading this right here. He's open-ended about that comment too.
But here's
Kelvin Shipley gets a head coaching job now, he ain't gonna get a head coaching job.
You guys can say what you want, and I'm gonna go here. The Rooney Rule is ruining the coaching process, and I'm not saying that because it's forcing teams to look at other coaches they normally wouldn't. It's because by forcing teams' hands, they have to schedule interviews with people that they normally wouldn't consider. We all knew about the reports about the enemy and what happened in college and the sexual allegations and the charges that finally got dropped 2 years ago when he's been out of college for 8 years. But when you hear the details of it and the girl won her civil suit, that's why he never got a head coaching job. That, and plus when he was interviewed for head coaching jobs, he was awful. And I think he turned down like the last 13 head coaching interviews he had. So you had a plethora of things that tells you this guy's never going to be a head coach in the NFL, but teams scheduled him anyways. Why? Because it makes it fit the Rooney Rule. Because if they decline it, at least you scheduled it. That's the way they looked at it.
If they do step away from Calvin Shepard as a defensive coordinator, which I don't think they'll do, Jonathan Gannon would be a pretty good candidate for DC. He does pretty good defense. Him and the only thing about Raheem Morris is that I don't like the fact that he had a defense over there, and he was a defensive coach, and the defense didn't perform up to what they needed to perform up to. They did at the beginning of the season, but it slid way down at the end of the season.
They had a couple key injuries, but we saw, not this past year, but the year before, injuries are not an excuse. As long as your principle stays in that core rules, and the biggest difference between this defense's injuries this year and last year's, yes, we lost both outside corners for a couple of games. That didn't matter. Why? We still had the cleanup crew in the back, the all-pro safeties. This year, without the all-pro safeties, defenses started. For the first time ever, we saw 400-plus yards in 3 consecutive games against our defense.
Tell you, Branch and Kirby were our captains in that secondary. It doesn't make a difference who was playing in front of them. They're the captains of that secondary. You lose both of them for the team is. I mean, Brian Branch is more of a
cleanup.
That's the reason he's a guy that helps on the rush defense too. So when the rush defense went up when he left. So you got to see. I mean, it's a category. People just don't understand how detrimental those two guys are to the offense or to the defense.
Harbaugh's hired. That's done. He got $100 million for 5 years.
Where you been at?
That happened Wednesday night, right after our show. We were sitting there. We had just talked about it in the middle of the show, and I said, "Harbaugh's staying in New York."
You didn't know that? See, Harbaugh's staying in, and he never was considering the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, Harbaugh's a giant now.
Green Bay don't even know if they're going to have a coach.
They already brought in Todd Monken. Now, the only thing they got to bring in now is a DC. But in all actuality, Greg Roman's offense was only good with Baltimore.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how that works out for him.
And that's another offensive coordinator I do not want anywhere near the Lions.
All right, so who's the top free agency?
I thought it would have been funny if the Ravens would have called Harbaugh and said, "Hey, sign a 1-year deal with us, and we'll trade even up Harbaugh for Tomlin." I thought that would have been the funniest thing ever. Tomlin to Baltimore and Harbaugh to Pittsburgh. Keep the rivalry alive. That'd have been funny, right, BA?
It would be odd, yes.
Oh,
Jalen Phillips is going to be a free agent, huh?
Yep, they did not re-sign him. But the team re-signing period hasn't happened yet.
Well, I know. I'm just looking at potential free agents.
Okay, we got called clowns because Brad Holmes didn't make a trade move, and he did, right, Roseman? So let's look at the big 3 moves he made.
I don't want this to be overhyped about that whole situation. First of all, it does work on teams. It does work when you get free agents. You can make a precedent.
No. That's
just
not what I'm getting at.
I think people are comparing to the whole situation to Brad not making making calls or making calls and not getting what he wants because he's being too cheap on certain things, it still doesn't make a difference. To me, it's not apples and oranges to me.
Raheem Morris is a defensive coordinator, not an offensive coordinator, so miss me with that.
Let Love cause plays. We don't need a coach. Hey, your fan base owns the team. Get one of the fans to be an offensive coordinator.
There you go. So I'm just saying, we got clowned because we didn't resign Zadarius Smith. 3 games after he signed, he retires.
Mm-hmm.
I said we should do that if he's not re-signed. Oh, I know, Fred, you're good. Okay. So they signed Zadarius Smith after Cam Scatterbo truck sticks him so hard he had to retire. He's gone. They traded for Jaden Phillip, who got 2 sacks against us and not another sack the rest of the season.
Ooh. What a potential free agency is this Odafe Away.
Oh, yeah. Odafe.
I like him. Yeah. We do need another corner, too, I think.
And then at the
Alante Taylor's going to be available? I wonder if New Orleans or I like Alante.
And then they went and got, after the Ravens released him off of waivers, they got Jair Alexander, who retired before he played a snap.
Jair was a retirement waiting to happen anyway.
I know, but but we got clowned for not doing it, is what I'm getting at. We got clowned for not doing it. Those 3 moves.
Well,
yes, I do still like AJ Epinesa, but I'm saying if Brad Holmes is able to package a deal to move some day 2 and day 3 picks in the future to get Kayvon Thibodeau, who they did not exercise, or they did exercise his 5th-year option, but it sounds like they don't want to sign him in New York. I'm all for it.
Is he 27 now?
He's 26, I think.
There are some I'm looking at this free agency list. There's some interesting players on this list that are free agents this year.
Joseph Asai is another one at the end.
What do you think about what would you think about getting Malik Willis as a backup quarterback to Goff? Just a question.
Raven fans were hyped after signing Jair. Yeah, they were. Shilla, what about Brett Holmes go get Clint Kubiak or Zach? Clint Kubiak's probably going to be a head coach. I heard the biggest one that wants him is the Steelers and the Browns.
I don't want Zach Robinson either.
Zach Robinson was awful.
Yeah, he was horrible. Clint Kubiak would be great, but he's going to get a head coaching job, I think.
Look how bad he misused that dual combo of Tyler Agier, who's going to be a free agent this year, who's a better David Montgomery without the catching skills, and Bijan Robinson. Everybody said, Bijan Robinson is a way better running back than Jahmyr Gibbs. Has he had more touchdowns in a season yet?
I don't know. He could be. I think he's still better as a backup quarterback. That's what I was asking you, JB. What would you think of the Lions getting Malik Willis as a backup quarterback to Goff?
I think he's going to get too much money. I think he's going to get offered starter money for the Jets because Justin Fields is ass. That's just my opinion. I think that's where he's going to be.
I don't know. I just Malik is a good quarterback. He's a better quarterback than people give him credit for. But at the same time, I still can't put him as a number one. I just don't trust him.
But when he started, he's been winning. He has a winning percentage for them, for the Packers. He went 2-2 this year. He went 3-1 last year in the 4 starts.
I thought it was 4-0 or something like that.
No, it was 3-1. He lost the last one. Jimmy G is not a good backup. Jimmy G was ass as a backup for Stafford. Jimmy G was a good quarterback in Kyle Scanahan's
Matt
system.
LaFleur and Malik to Pittsburgh.
I think he wants a shot again. Not shit. LOL.
Actually, I think Pittsburgh's doing an excellent job of trying. Well, they just started their head coaching process, and they're going after young coaches. I think the guy that they were looking at was the guy from the Rams, OC, or the passing coordinator from the Rams,
and then the OC of the Seahawks, Kubiak.
Yeah. You want to go young, you know. Pittsburgh's usually very good at getting their
There
coaches.
we go. Jimmy is only a good backup at the Bunny House, who revoked his sponsorship. Especially since the owner finally passed away and that place is shut down.
I mean, LaFleur ain't bad. I don't want to see him in this division because he cries too damn much. But he's not a bad coach.
Steve knows the policy. He went draft
I want
day
3
on
number 1 picks for Willis.
you might not have a choice because if you can't afford to re-sign him, you won't have him because he's a free agent this next year. That's asking a lot, Steve. That's one hell of a sign and trade you got to pull off.
He says, "Man, you got to stop watching draft day, man."
I'm going to say this now because of something interesting I heard on Pat McAfee with Rodgers. If he resigns a year, don't be surprised if Mike McCarthy isn't named the head coach of the Steelers. That's all I got to say.
Chris Shula is another good name, too.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Miami has, because his dad was a coach there, obviously. That might be, I don't know what kind of fit that would be, though. Yeah, Draft Day is a good movie.
Yeah, I own it. I own it. I own that movie. That movie alone is what got me into finding about mock drafts. I'm going to tell you that now.
Yeah, it's about ownership or GMs finding out what players are made of instead of what they play. You know, the stats don't tell the whole story.
So, yeah, the weather here is crappy. I'm glad you guys are here watching this with us. Hey, BA, how do you feel? SJB equals mock draft king. I had my first scouting profile published, and it was the one on Kendall Daniels. I have one being. I have one that's also being published this afternoon. It's more on the Jag side. They need a tackle, but don't have a first-round pick unless they trade up because of the trade last year to get Travis Hunter. So in the second round, I did one about Isaiah World, the offensive tackle that's supposed to be so versatile that's in that day 2 part of the draft. But the sleeper pick that I wrote about is Kendall Daniels. And I've been raving about this kid for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be coaching Rodgers anyway.
I know. I'm just saying Rodgers asked for him is what I'm getting at. So if they re-sign him, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
What, McCarthy?
Yeah. So, BA, would you want to do a mock draft?
Would I want to do a mock draft? You know that ain't. I mean, I'll do it with you, yeah. But you know, I'm not a mock draft dude. Yeah.
I know you're not, but then we can discuss it together. Is what I'm getting at.
Ooh, Kobe Dean is a free agent too, huh? Damn. Well, potentially a free agent. There's a lot of good ass free agents out there.
With Dante Moore going back to school. With Dante Moore going back to school because he already said he's not declaring for the draft. So he's going to compete with Dylan Raiola, Dominic's son, at Oregon, who transferred there in the transfer portal. And now that the portal's closed, you know what Dylan Raiola did when that announcement was made? He's watching his phone. He sees the announcement.
Oh,
damn it! Because
he was a trooper about it. he was a trooper about it, though. He said, "I'll sit that extra year. I'm not worried about it."
Right.
Hone his skills too. I mean, that's a
Right
veteran
now,
player's mentality. I like that.
the reason why Dante Moore did that, he knows Fernando Mendoza is probably going number 1 to the Raiders. And he will be the second quarterback off the board. Who has the number 2 pick? Got Jets.
Nobody likes the Jets.
And he said,
Or
yeah, I'm
Jets.
going back to school. I'll get
Yep.
my NIL money another year.
He said that with the Jets.
That's what I'm saying. All right, let's do this. It is that time. We're going to go. Ready? I'm using
how
the
many
ESPN
did you want to know,
list
Steve?
because I like
Because-
it better than
Because Steve asked who your top quarterbacks
and the other
in
one.
draft.
The other one is Ty Simpson out of Alabama,
Ty
the guy
Simpson.
that took over when the guy got hurt.
Don't forget about
Let me
Garrett
set that in the
Newsmeyer and John Mateer. Those are other 2 quarterbacks. Carson Beck. That's another one. Trinidad
right,
Chambliss
Proctor.
will be another one.
We have one trade over. Look at that. They're offering us the 21st pick, which is their own, and a Dallas 5th round pick for next year. Would you take that trade to move back 4 spots?
For the first round?
Yep.
No,
4
the
spots in the
Lions.
first round.
No,
Caden
not 4
Proctor
spots
and
down.
Francis.
Down is
wait,
not where
Caden-
the Lions need to be going.
Well,
They need to be going up
then we'd
because
have
they need an
to
offensive
go-
line.
They need an impact offensive lineman. That's what they need.
Well, both of the reason why I'm saying, do you want to move back is both of the top 2 are gone. Francis Mawagawa and Caden Proctor just went at 16.
Hold on a minute. Let me see here.
So let's
Bear
look.
with me.
There's
I'm
Caleb
looking, I'm
Lomo
looking.
left.
Spencer Fano. That's another
He's
good
already
offensive tackle.
He
Oh,
went
he's gone.
6.
So
He went in the
all
top.
3 of them are gone. Proctor, Fano, and
All th-
Mulgoa.
Yeah,
Well, damn.
that's why I'm saying moving back 4 wouldn't hurt, and you're getting an extra pick for next year.
Well, they still got Jennings Dunker and offensive tackle Caleb Lumo from
Yeah, Caleb Lomo's
the
there.
Utes.
You want to just take Caleb Lomo then, or go
Hold
back
on a
to 4
second.
spots? and see
Hold
what
on a
happens?
second. Hold on a second. Because I don't like the fact that we're not going to come out the first round with the offensive lineman. That's the problem. Because there's plenty of defensive ends we can get later rounds too. You know what? In this case, just take Lomo.
Oh, take
I'm
Lomo.
not-
Okay, so I'll
I
reject
want
the
an
trade.
offensive lineman. Yeah.
Okay.
Just get Lomo.
Now here's where I don't mind moving back as long as it's for a 2nd and a 3rd. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I will move to the back end of the draft and get a 3rd round pick because we don't have one. I don't care
Yeah.
because it is a deeper edge draft. See, do you agree with that?
We
And
get
it's
pick
not in
62
conference.
and pick 94.
Yes.
I could
That's the
deal with
only
that.
because the other one is giving up one of our 6th round picks and only going back 4 and getting next year's 3rd. I don't like that as much as I like this one.
Wait a minute. How does Fernando Mendoza remind you of Mark Sanchez, Robbie?
I don't get it.
I don't understand that one.
No,
See,
we're not.
I don't like that trade. I like
Fuck
this one.
Philadelphia.
I like this
Yeah, I
trade.
like New England better. Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
Fuck Philadelphia.
Okay, now I'm not going back any further because we're still in the 2nd round.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing either one of those. So we already got our offensive tackle. Let's go to all and see who's there. Right there, Gabe Jacobs out of Illinois, 6'2", 275 defensive end. He can work on a 3-4 or 4-3 front, which we do run both.
There you go.
I like that pick. And in the 3rd round, I'm going offensive center. And you know who I'm taking if he's there. Yeah, I'm not making that trade. Fuck Green Bay. Anyone trying to move up from 99.
Any NFC teams can kiss
Now-
my
now-
ass.
because we're where we're at, I'm going to ask one thing. Do we go offensive center here, or do we go for linebacker, cornerback, or safety help?
No, go for offensive center.
Okay.
Logan.
You know who I
Logan,
like?
yeah, I love Logan.
Yeah, Logan Jones. Look at, we can still get him in the next round according to the ranking, but this is all pre-combine, people. I want to tell you, this guy is going to win the bet reps at the combine. You watch. I'm taking Logan Jones.
Ain't nobody training with Green Bay. Steve.
Oh, Kilgore just went off the board. Damn it. So Lewis Morris, no, thank you. Cornerbacks, Traden Stukes.
Chop.
This is a guy I like a lot, and he's moving up the boards. He's moved past Harold Perkins, who's dipping because Harold Perkins is dealing with an arm injury and may not be able to attend the combine. This guy's 6'3", 236 out of Utah, has the athleticism, does decent in coverage, and does create.
Who's that?
He's an off-ball linebacker. Lander Barton out of Utah, 6'3" and 236 pounds. Pair him up with Anzalone, with Campbell, because I don't think Anzalone will be here. That's just my opinion.
Landon who?
Lander Barton out of Utah.
Lander Barton, okay.
There's his profile right here. They listed him at 6'4" in the program, but he's 6'3".
Who's he ranked down here? Lander. See him.
113 by ESPN.
Overall?
Yeah, 113th prospect overall. I can look at all to see who's there. There's Damon Claiborne, who's a small running back, another offensive tackle. He's like the fourth best player left. This is going by all. Right behind him is a smaller, and then the Godfather. There we go. Depth. We were talking fourth round. I love this kid. What do you think?
He's a defensive tackle?
Yes.
I mean,
we need depth because I don't think we're keeping Reader. I know we can re-sign Lopez, but we're going to need depth to develop because, Lopez won't be here forever either. And if Aleem gets hurt again, what happens then? I'm just saying, Wingo hasn't been able to stay healthy.
I saw your comment about Mendoza. What did you say about Mendoza? I know Rob said something about Mendoza.
Robbie said he.
The Raiders are probably going to take that. No, this is Bill saying, yeah, Mendoza going to LA will probably. Las Vegas will probably be the thing that happens, most likely. 7 feet tall and I'm standing on a wall. Right, Robbie. Oh, that's messed up, Nick. Well, hey, hopefully it'll be soon.
All right, so back to the mock. I'm going to take that Lander Barton. Oh no, which do you think, Lander Barton or the defensive tackle? DA, if it was you.
I'd take defensive tackle.
Okay.
I'm not really.
He might be there at 155 still, so I'm just going to watch. And if not, there's other players that are there that could go. He's not there, but we got Devin Moore, the 6'3", 198 corner out of Florida. Another one, but he's more of an outside linebacker, not an off-ball linebacker. And Bud Clark, who's 6'2" and 185. That's a little light. We've dealt with light defensive backs. This is the guy I like. 6'3" and 210, safety out of Nebraska. We're going to make a pick in the defense. This is where I would go, or I would go offensive guard to shore that position up, which my guy is here, Trey Zoom.
Well, there you go.
6'6", 315. You like that idea?
Yeah, Texas A&M.
Trey Zoon. Yep.
An Aggie.
Top 5 program. And here we are at 203. Let's get out of that. Go back to defense. And all those guys I love are gone. Do we go running back here just in case somebody big, strong to replace like this guy, 6'2" and 228 out of Arkansas, Mike Washington Jr. or Noah Whittingham? No, he's only 203. This is another one that has the bigger weight to him to be like a power guy. Chip Trayanum out of Toledo.
Oh,
I do think we need
something here.
A power back. Either that or we go tight end. And if you're going to get one, why not get one that played with the Heisman Trophy winner, which was a big part of him getting there, Riley Nowakowski out of Indiana.
What was his production, though? Production is key.
It doesn't give me a profile because it's a late round pick.
Yeah. Well, you can look him up in a school.
Yeah, I had to look up his stats.
I don't think he used a lot of tight ends. I mean, he didn't use his tight ends as much as his receivers. I'm just, you got to go by to what you see in free agency. I do see a couple of guys that probably could help the Lions out in the running back.
Okay, he was the tight end. He was the tight end too. He had 30 receptions on 33 targets, 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12.3 average. As a second tight end, that's pretty good production.
Yeah.
Unlimited snaps.
He can catch the ball. He 30
and he's a
33
blocker.
targets. Yeah. The TV
Right.
too, though.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. What do you think, bud?
Who was the other player that you were trying to pick up or looking at?
Would you go running back or tight end here?
What about the running back? What do you got as running backs right now? Miller, Washington, Noah Washington. Yeah. Arkansas, hell no. I like looking at the schools they come from too. Jamron Miller. Huh. It's Khalil Mack. It's old ass. Joe Bonito. He is 34. He's a guard. Forgot about that guy. Yeah?
He should be on the Lions radar. That's another guy that people haven't remembered about. Joe Benito for the Cleveland Browns. He's an old guy. He's 34, but he's a good guard. He was 8th best in NFL among guards this past season. That'd definitely be a step up. How come I can't hear you? Yeah, mute. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Mike Washington was the 154th prospect according to NFL mock draft database. He's slated to go to either Green Bay or Dallas in the 5th round, according to that. But he was a powerful downhill runner that has top end speed. In other words, it takes him a couple minutes to get going, but he breaks tackles at the line.
Kind of like Montgomery.
What do you think?
Right. That's exactly what Montgomery does. Yeah.
I'm taking.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me about Joe Benito?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. But until I see those people become free agents, I don't trust anybody listed as a free agent.
Well, I'm just putting my goodie bag together. That's all. Who I probably want. That would be a good guy for the Lions to get. Really, if they got him as a guard. If they can't pay him, they might not be able to pay him either. Cleveland's got so much problems with their cap right now.
Right, Cleveland is 11 million over going into the season. The Packers are 5 million over. All of that can change real quick, and I know this, and that's not what I'm saying. Don't need a midget safety.
No.
Don't need any more midget corners. We're tired of them. 6'4", 260 for a defensive end isn't bad, but it's not big enough, in my opinion. Here's an interesting guy, 6'1", 205. I think we need 2 safeties. If we don't sign one in free agency with one of my last picks, I would grab one in Isaiah Nkwobia of SMU, 6'1" and 205. We're talking about 7th rounders here. It's depth. Oh, what they say now.
No, Mike. So Cleveland's so far over the cap that they're asking Shadur to sell Deion's gold fillings to help out. Damn.
They had a chance when Deshaun Watson screwed up and danced and made his life miserable by getting re-injured.
David Njoku.
They had a chance to cut him right there because of the wording in yeah.
He's only 29. I think they move on from him too because they got Harold Fanning. Harold Fanning has quickly became. The only thing about Njoku is he gets injured too damn much.
Yes, he does. I don't need somebody that gets injured that much. Do you? There we go. And I'm going to take my linebacker cheetah guy, Hendel Daniels, as the last pick. Safety converted linebacker, 6'5", 242 pounds. I'm taking him. He's there. That's a done deal.
Oh, Bill, good thing.
And he runs a sub 4.5 40. I'm in. So there we go. We ended up with 9 picks. We got one extra one by getting the 3rd rounder by trading back in the 2nd. I'm going to screenshot this so we can see it better and import it to the show.
There you go. There are some very interesting names in free agency if they don't get signed up. Pittsburgh's guard, Isaac Sumalo, is another guy. 32. Yeah. Well,
There, now we're back to normal.
Jalen Hawkins.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
job, Bill T.
I was just saying the same thing. Cheater Daniels reminds me of Brian Urlacher. Well, I hope he don't, because if you run right at Brian Urlacher, he can't stop at nothing. Kind of like what's his face? Plays for Green Bay.
Yeah,
You run right at him, he can't stop.
Carson.
Kind of like that, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, which is not a bad thing, because if you can run side to side and make tackles with your speed, you're good. But if you can't do it running frontwards, I mean, I guess everybody has a weakness. I guess it's not a bad weakness to have.
Right.
I remember when we had Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith ran right at Urlacher all the time. He could never stop him. I was like, damn, Kevin Smith's running over Urlacher.
I hated when Kevin Jones did it and Javier Best did it. You know why? Because that was a concussion or injury waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Brian Urlacher.
I love Kevin Smith coming out of college. UCF, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there is our draft this time. Caleb Lomo at 17. Gabe Jacobs, edge out of Illinois at 62. Logan Jones out of Iowa, our center. And anchor, the guy has a pro comp of Frank Ragnow. I'm all in. Dante Corleone, the Godfather, as named by his teammates because of the last name, out of Cincinnati. Trey Zune out of Texas A&M. Mike Washington, power running back out of Arkansas, 6'2", 228 pounds. Riley Nowakowski. I went ahead and took him with the next pick we had in the 6th round. And then our last two in the 7th round was safety Isaiah Nokovia and Kendall Daniels, linebacker out of Oklahoma.
Iowa.
Look at MD. Oh my God. Love it. No, Logan Jones, after I started scouting him and watching that whole O-line, anybody on the Iowa O-line, if they're available, that's a good pick. That team won the best O-line in NCAA, and he won the Remington Award at center. And then I saw the video of him working out. The guy's a beast. The squats, the deadlifts, the bench press. You know what he maxed out his bench press in on a video, BA?
What's that?
585 pounds. So almost twice his weight. I'd take that any day of the week. You know who else did that when he was in college working out on a video?
Ndamukong Suh.
I'm talking about a guard that played center.
Don't say Glasgow.
Frank Ragnow.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about Logan, right?
Yeah, Logan. That's his pro comp, too, according to a couple of the different draft buzzes out there. Draft Buzz, and then another one says his pro comp is Frank Ragnow. I'm all in. Bring him in. I don't care if we sign somebody. Bring him in. But that's awesome, Bill.
Yeah.
That you got a Hutchinson jersey for Christmas, the black and blue one. It's the best looking. I still say that's one of the best looking black jerseys out there. I like the Saints black jerseys more than their other home ones. That awful yellow and black one that the Jaguars did, never wear that again. Right. And remember that year, we still had Tyler Swanson as our center when we drafted Ragnow. And I think it was 6 games in, Swanson got hurt, right? Mm-hmm. And then we moved Ragnow to center, and he never left the position again.
Swanson was ass. That was just bad. That was just bad. That was just bad Lions. That was just bad Lions. That's all that was. People not recognizing the talent on the trenches. That's why we always got in trouble. That's why we're never a good team. Until Dan got here and Brad. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
As far as the safeties are concerned, would you be an objection if you went on a free agent market and got a safety? Don't have to be. I mean, I don't know if Los Angeles is going to re-sign the Rams. That is going to re-sign safety Cameron Curl. I like Cameron Curl. He's a pretty good safety. He's not dramatic. He's not Kirby. He's not Brian Branch, but he's a safe safety.
Right.
He's not going to give up too much, and he's not going to,
Him or Iffy, either one, because Iffy did good in spot start, and we don't know if we'll have either of our safeties starting. I want to sign one and draft one.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do.
I mean, that's a good idea. But yeah, I would like to sign one.
Oh yeah, he did. He said it in the locker room. He didn't say it to Packers faces. He said it in his locker room in a celebration.
That's just how Ben is.
Amen. I mean, we got the skill players locked up now. We've already got the only one we got to lock up is Sam Laporta, and if he comes back healthy prior to the preseason and prior to training camp, like they're reporting he will, I think they lock him up then. Do you agree with that, BA?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're not too bad. I mean, even with the prospect of letting David Montgomery go, which I would not like.
No, I don't think he'll be fined for it because we have had coaches say that stuff in locker rooms all the time. He did not say it in front of the Packers. Packer fans are just being crybaby.
He didn't go on a podium. He didn't go on a podium and say it. This is in the locker room. That's off limits anyway.
Right. It was aired after the fact. He did it inside the locker room as a celebration before he handed out game balls. He walked in there and he goes, "That's right. Fuck the Packers."
It was exactly great. As we used to say it. You got to give it to good old Ben.
Hey, kudos to him. He beat the Packers. Let's see if they beat the Rams. And I brought this up because everybody's going, "Oh, but Harold Mevis is an inside kicker." I said, "There's a dude. He just got out of college. He played 4 years outside as a starter."
You talking about the Rams kicker?
Yeah.
I saw a stat, and I have to caution people about always reading stats. History doesn't always repeat itself. It can get better. Stafford is 1-9 in outdoor cold weather. But again, Chicago is like a bad defense.
Hey, Steve, I know you haven't cried about it. I know you've actually complained about the fans that are crying about it. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that out of you. You're one of few. Yeah, but you know what? Social media now, the teams themselves put out that stuff. The teams themselves put out that stuff on IG, Twitter. They do it themselves. So if they're going to put it out there, they better be ready for the backlash of fans going, "Oh, I don't like it."
I mean, yeah, and on top of that, I'm sure they wouldn't have put it out there. Bears media wouldn't have put it out there if they felt they were going to get the wrath of the NFL either. So that tells you right there.
Like I said, if he'd have done it on the field,
or on a podium, be different.
Oh, you're at Sledge Text. You're absolutely right. They are weird that way. It's like they're Jekyll and Hyde. They're great at taking the ball away, but they can't stop anybody.
Yeah, and don't think because they can take the ball away that makes them a good defense. That just makes them an opportunistic defense. Kind of something that happened with the Lions in the beginning when they had their defense was just starting out. They did a lot of takeaways because they were covering up the fact they weren't that good of a defense. So it worked out for them. But in the playoffs is a whole different story. You can get away with that during regular season. The playoffs.
You want to know what that I love about Ben Johnson doing this? We had a down year. We're in the basement again. you know what's going to happen? The Packers are going to become the focal point of trying to beat the Bears again. And you know what that means? They're going to get those blinders like they did for a couple of years when they were targeting on Minnesota and the Bears and leaving the Lions alone. Say that didn't happen. If anybody that says that didn't happen, it did happen. You saw it while Rodgers was there, and then now that Love is there, you guys finally swept us. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. But as I always say, and I always will say, right now, 100%.
Fuck the Pack.
FTB! Fuck the Pack.
Sorry, Steve. Oh, I'm sure there's a little bit of liberty between the two. I mean,
there is now.
Yeah, Dan done beat him twice.
I'm going to tell you now, there is now. I'm quite sure he is quite upset with losing to us twice.
And the second time when the Lions were just like limping.
Yeah, we were limping towards the basement.
Yeah.
Dan is class and will support his former ass.
Hey, let me tell you something. I find this true. I said this. I just I said this, and I think this is true. I don't think it's an even opinion. I just think it's true. Ben Johnson is an asshole, but that doesn't mean assholes can't get the job done. That's right. All I'm saying.
Right. And when Dan Campbell got here year one after the initial presser, and then when he found out he was going to be the MC of the Grand Prix and he put the helmet on, everybody said, oh, he's a meathead. He'll never be a good coach. He won't have a winning record in Detroit. What do we have the last 4 seasons?
Winning records. 4 out of 5 years. That's pretty good.
When's the
Never. What? 57?
No, that wasn't even 4 winning seasons in a row because you forget 52 happened where we sucked.
Or was it 53?
There were
53
51, 53, 54, then 57. That was the 4 years we were good in that span. And we had a couple of years where we were absolute,
ass.
Lions. Absolute Lions. There we go. Bears fans are extremely annoying right now. Amen, Robbie. Serve your roll, jabroni. Yes. He is the enemy now. You know what I love?
But he is good with what he does. You got it.
We're the only team in the NFC North that can say Caleb Williams is 0-4 and Ben Johnson is 0-2 again. We're the only team. And yes, I'm going to take that as a laurel to rest my hat on.
That's
because
right.
They won the division. And we beat them twice.
Victory, damn it.
It's our only moral victory we have. Let us have it, fuckers. That being said, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. BA, thank you for being here. Podcast whore and production extraordinaire.
Probably can call me a production whore too. I don't know.
Yeah. You whore yourself out to everybody. I know.
I go either way.
Yeah. I thought that was funny when I called you out for being on the ladies podcast last night. That was funny. Show tonight, yes, 9 p.m. We go live with the Lions Fan Cave chat. If you can join us, that would be great. But I know you got prior engagement.
Yeah, it's Friday night with the fellas tonight at 9. So,
yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, same time. But you'll benefit from both. Hey, join Jeremy. Hey, I'd say come to my show, but join Jeremy. Jeremy's got all the lowdowns.
Yep.
We're just talking shit.
I'm gonna be scouring the interviewing stuff that gets posted today and see if there's anything legit happening. I just noticed that we have had all those interviews and you didn't hear one of them was like, oh, we're hiring him right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because McDaniel, when he left, he goes, hey, I have a couple of head coaching gigs that I'm being interviewed for. I would like to pursue those first. And if I don't get one, I'll come back and talk to you. I think that's
Well, thank you,
exactly
sir.
what happened. And the way he talked, he is not against being in Tampa Bay or Detroit. If you listen to what he said in his presser,
I think Mike McDaniels rather be here.
I think so too. I think between the two, he'd rather be here because he knows we're a couple offensive line pieces away from being a juggernaut again.
And then he's got good rapport with Dan. I mean, him and Dan, you know, they go
Right,
back to
he
the
was-
old Miami days.
Right,
When
because
he was
back
the
then,
intern coach.
Ben Johnson was the video guy, and then he was like the analysis. He was part of the video crew too, if I remember right back then.
Don't be funny, Rob. That's not
Bobby,
funny.
don't curse us like that.
That's not funny. That's not funny. Yeah, I try. I still got a lot of work to do, man.
We won 9 games. We won 9 games with all those injuries, if you want to think about it. No Frank Ragnow, no Kevin Zietler. Everybody said it would be bad, and I tried to downplay it, and I was wrong, and I admit it. Our offensive line play was trash all season. We got lucky to win 9 games the way we played.
But what did I say at the beginning of the season, though? This team is going to ride or die, whatever that interior line does, and exactly that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's why we couldn't maintain our third down production we had for 2 years straight. Think about it. When we were 12-5 and 15-2, we were one of the top 5 teams at third down conversion rate. That's the biggest difference in this team. We didn't have the third down conversion rate. So if you don't have the third down conversion rate, your defense get gassed. If you're missing your cleanup guys on the back end of the defense, other teams are going to get more yards.
You know why? It's harder to convert a 3rd and 7 than it is a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 1. That was the difference from last year to this year. We were doing too many 3rd and 7s. It's just
BA is awesome. Get him on the line.
I'm telling you, I'll be a defensive, whatever the hell you want me to be on the line.
I know he talked to them about I know one thing. You talked to them about getting me in the scouting department.
There you go. Yeah, they need. Hey, you can never have enough scouts, man. Let me tell you.
Amen. And I do it all by film. Can you imagine if I actually got to go to games in person because I was paid for it?
No, that would be awesome.
One game, one win. We were that close this year. One freaking win. Next year will be different. I feel the same way. Like I said, it looks like they're saying that's less than a 6-month recovery time for that knee repair that Kirby needs because it's a different type of ligament type of thing than what we normally do.
He already got done though, didn't he?
I don't know. I haven't heard because he was on the IR, so that stuff isn't reported all the time. Lions would have beaten the Barbies with a 25-point lead. Period. That's what he calls the Bears now, the Barbies. I'm going to be Green Bay's grass cutter. Cool. Get it. Hey, make it so you
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. You know, the thing about Green Bay, it's hilarious, but it's wonder at the same time because they're owned by the fans. You would figure, you know, everybody would want to be out there doing their due diligence on the stadium, helping, you know, clean it, maintain it. You know, everybody that's a Packers stockholder, you know.
I will say one thing. They need new seating if they want me to go there. I cannot sit on bleachers.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you go to Lambeau. That's the whole nostalgia of it.
Oh, they do. But they also have a heated field, Michael Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
That works too, JB. Get it done. Both sideways. All right, guys. It has been a great day. I've got some shoveling to do. Damn it. I hate snow.
I can't believe it's the snow. I went outside while I was going out to the front this morning, and I was like, I know it ain't fucking snowing again. And yep, it's snowing. And I just saw it blowing off the roof. I was like, oh, shit. Whatever.
Yeah, cold and freezing is different. Sledge, congrats to your Texans for making it as far as they did. Good luck versus the Patriots. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Starts right here. And we are out.
Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.